Alright everybody, this will be our final Sapphire run for the week. Today we are going to be playing the game with Camerupt. So yeah, we did Torkoal on Sunday from the video, and it actually performed kind of okay, but it's a slow fire type. In the Hoenn region, you kind of have to expect that. But this thing is also a slow fire type, but unlike Torkoal, this thing has the ground typing, which means that we're 4 times weak to water. And there is one very scary trainer with water types. No, it's not Wallace. Wallace is not that scary in this game. It's Sydney's Sharpedo. That thing has Surf and is very, very fast. Very, very fast. It's got 110 speed. It's one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. And none of the other, like, Sharpedos on, like, the Team Aqua teams, none of them have a water move, which is kind of funny. So basically, we're going to be spending a lot of time making sure we can outspeed them. It depends on what our speed EVs are. We're not like having to go out of the way to EV train, but we will buy a ton of Carbos. Hey Dominic, I saw you. What time did Torkoal get? It's in the poll. Torkoal got a 133.16. The over-under is literally comparing to Torkoal. Basically, do you guys think this will do better or worse than Torkoal? If I had to take a guess, I think this Pokemon might actually perform better because Torkoal had such a bad starting learn set. I think its starting moveset was like Curse and Tackle or something like that. But this thing gets Magnitude and Ember right away. I think this thing's going to be better just because of that, but we'll have to see. And in terms of nature and stuff like that, we're running Naive, which is plus speed minus special defense. Even though all water moves deal special damage, it's not like lowering the special defense is going to make it a like, it would have been a one-shot whether we had that nature or not. And our ability is Magma Armor. This ability really is not that useful in a solo run. I don't think it's not like Flame Body where it'll like burn the opponent. I believe Magma Armor prevents you from being frozen. But, I mean, I guess Torkoal could have used that ability. But still, White Smoke was... Clear Smoke was just so much useful. How did last night's stream go? It was pretty fun. And we're going with Hidden Power Ice, mainly for Drake. But, yeah, this was also a run where Axew helped out with the routing. And we basically know what we're going to do. Alright, well, I guess we'll get started. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, I think this will do better, but I might be proven wrong. We'll see. You were right about adult fishing. I mean, technically it wasn't no logic, but still, it had something really good. For those of you wondering, Magnitude 4 is an effective power of 10. With stab that's 15. I may as well have done Constrict on that Torchic. I think Magnitude has to be at least 7. Has to be 7 or higher to be better than Dig. Let's see. Roxanne. Rush to Roxanne, spend all your money at Petalburg and commit the blackout grind on Roxanne. Magnitude is not consistent against her. And he even gave us some damage ranges. So at level 13, a Magnitude 7 does 72 to 87% damage, and the Nose Pass is 17 to... it's 81 to 97%. So the reason we have to blackout train is because, one, we need all the experience we can get for Norman's slacking, because Norman's first slacking is very fast, and if we don't outspeed it, it's going to be very difficult to knock it out. Kind of a similar thing in Emerald version. Plus, it's not really also a speed thing. We need Earthquake for Norman. I believe when Camerupt was played in Pokemon Emerald, I know I played it a while ago on a stream. Or it might have been in my Discord, I don't remember where, but I did attempt a Camerupt run. Without Earthquake for Norman, it is very difficult to beat him. Lotad is a Surf Mule? Yeah, never. Maybe Yawn would be good? Maybe, but I'm not sure what level we get Yawn at. Wait a minute, I think I forgot to put the... moveset in the starting soon screen. Oops. You know what, just because I forgot to do that, let's go over the stats. Just because I forgot. My fault. Oh, my timer never paused. I should, I'll leave that. Yeah, I know it's frozen. I paused the run. Yeah, I forgot to put the moveset in the starting soon screen, so nobody may know what the moveset is. Dominic, we don't even learn Yawn. But yeah, anyway, pretty much the main useful moves is we'll get Amnesia at 31. Rock Slide will have some uses, and Earthquake at level 37 is necessary for Norman. And level 45, we get Eruption, which is probably one of the best fire moves in the entire game. It's 150 base power, but its power goes down the less HP you have. It's kind of like Water Spout. It's a really good fire move. And our TM set is basically just ground, fire, and rock moves, plus some normal moves in there too. And here's our stats here. 40 speed, 100 attack, 105 special attack, 70 in the defenses, so we are decently bulky. I guess it's only Yawn and Oras. Let's see, Gen 4, no Yawn. Gen 5, no Yawn. Gen 6. Oh yeah, it was definitely Gen 6. Wow, they did a moveset overhaul on this thing in Gen 6. Huh. Yeah, look at that. That's a complete moveset overhaul. Oh, interesting. They seem to have moved some stuff. Oh, that was interesting information. Honestly, just because the timer got screwed up because it wasn't pausing properly, I'm just going to start that over. It's fine. It was only like 2.5 minutes in. Not a big deal. Alright, take 2. Oh, so it was going for like 25 seconds or so? It was only 2 minutes in. May as well just start over. No, I am... Dude, seriously? That was a crit 4 turn? That was a crit magnitude 4 and it didn't even one-shot. Well, I guess if I ever do Camerupt in Gen 6, I have Yawn to look forward to. I did a Pokemon with Yawn recently, didn't I? What was it? Seriously, there was a Pokemon in... Wasn't there a Pokemon in Sapphire I did recently that had Yawn? What were the random Pokemon I did? It was Anorith and, what else? What was the other Pokemon I did? I did something recently with Yawn, and it ended up being useful. Yeah, I still don't have a cut user yet, but there's plenty of opportunities to find a Zigzagoon. Alright, there's my flyer. Oh, really? You know, it's not often I get the flyer before Zigzagoon, although this thing is not being cooperative. Hey. A lucky day. Yeah, we're just gonna go straight to the Roxanne gym. I'm gonna defeat her gym trainers, and then just do the blackout grinding. Basically, I'm not doing like a pure blackout grind. I'm basically doing I'm doing a Chansey strat, which is essentially just keep attempting Roxanne until I win, and if I lose, just keep the XP. I'm not blackout training for the sake of gaining experience. I'm just gonna keep fighting her until I win. Remind me of what's the result from race between you and Zealospawn. I saw you win the first Pokemon. Yeah, that was a Golduck, right? Yeah, our second Pokemon was Magnemite, and I beat him by 11 minutes. My strat was so much better than his, and it wasn't really my strat, it was Scott and Austin's strat. They had the idea during Scott's Magneton Electrode video to use Bide on the champion Sandslash when it's used as Earthquake. That was a frickin' genius idea. The reason that was a genius idea was because if you combined it with the move Reflect, you don't have to use something like Toxic to slowly whittle it down with Rest. If you get a 2-turn Bide, assuming no crits from the Sandslash, you can one-shot it and then use Rest on Alakazam. I literally first tried the champion, and I literally undersped the Alakazam. But if you underspeed the Alakazam, it has a 50-50 chance of not attacking because it has Kinesis and Recover, which it could have used. And I fortunately got the 50-50 because it used Kinesis on me. So I was able to go to sleep. Yeah, Zealospawn did not think of that strat either. Yeah, he was using Toxic and Thunder. He really fucked up his moveset bad. Really bad. Yeah, he said he had to teach over Thunderbolt. If you never want to teach over Thunderbolt for a weak electric type. That's its only saving grace. He said the reason he had to was because he still had Double Edge on the moveset. Yeah, that was his problem. I never once taught Double Edge, because, Magneton needed to use Double Edge. Magnemite does not. It's just way too weak. Yeah, this is what I mean by blackout until I win. I'm attempting to win, but if I lose, may as well keep the XP. So yeah, it was very funny. When we did Pokemon Red, he beat me both times, but when we did Yellow, I beat him both times, even though the opposite is true for what game we're better at. I'm far better at Red version, he's better at Yellow version, and we won in the opposite games. It was kind of hilarious. Hey, Dust Yankee. Things are going great. It only took one blackout to beat Roxanne. Alright, what's next in the notes? Brawly. Skip him, he's inconsistent with magnitude. Watson and Flannery. We want to fight everyone in preparation for Norman. His first slacking is slower than his Vigoroth and the second slacking. First slacking at 60 speed, we should outspeed with Carbos. We want to be level 37 and have access to Earthquake to even stand a chance. So yeah, basically, if I know of any good training, I'll go ahead and do it. But honestly, I might do the trick house. Oh, let me equip that quick claw really quick. Wind straight house. Yeah, I'll do the wind straight house too. In fact, I will actually do the wind straight house first thing, so that way I can hold the macho brace and gain double the EVs. If I ever have to train for Watson, if I want to beat all of the trainers, I will 100% use the macho brace. I already did. Yeah, fortunately it's the 8th gym, but I mentioned this earlier. Wallace is not really that good. The scariest water type is actually going to be Sydney Sharpedo because of how fast it is. It has 110 speed. Not base speed, that's the raw speed value. So we got to make sure we outspeed it. And depending on our speed EVs, we need anywhere from 61 to 65. So we just have to make sure we can outspeed it. Because otherwise, it will one-shot us from full. I mean, Wallace's Pokemon are not that fast. Yeah, you don't get it from there anymore. It's so dumb. I think they still give you something, though. Technically, Wallace wasn't nerfed because this game came out first. Technically, Emerald buffed him. What does the Wind Straight House give you? I'm pretty sure they give you something. I want to see Primal Ground with a signature move, Desolate Land to one-shot Misty. I would not do a run with Primal Groudon because in my solo runs, I effectively ban battle gimmicks. Oh my god. Did that thing crit me, or did it do just that much health? Okay, I'm gonna need to rush straight to the center now. They don't give you anything? You sure? Oh, that was a crit? Damn, I'm impressed this thing lived. Oh, I need to be careful here. This trainer gave Torkoal a reset. Well, you know what the bright side is? At least I healed in Slateport, so my blackout spot's going to be like 50 steps away. I could have theoretically blacked out all the way to Rustboro. Sucks losing half my money, though. I'm going to do the Soda House first. Yeah, that Sailor gave both of them a blackout. Yeah, they give it in Emerald. They give it in Ruby and Sapphire as well. Why do you save Brawly for last? You can only save him as the 4th because Norman will not challenge you unless you have 4 badges. It's just Camerupt doesn't really have a good way of beating him because Magnitude is very inconsistent, plus his Pokemon have Bulk Up. Basically, if you can't knock out his Pokemon quickly and you can't learn Bulk Up, there's essentially no point into doing him as the 2nd gym. I'm going to skip that trainer, actually. You know what's funny? That Zigzagoon is Surf. I almost never see him use it. In Oras, I used Mega Blaziken plus O power, attack, crit, and speed. Yeah, when I did those races with Sparks the Nico, he uses O powers in his runs because he treats them more like speed runs than solo runs. Yeah, we need to race again at some point. You know, normally Pokefan Isabelle is super annoying because one of her Pokemon loves paralyzing me, and Plusle and Minun are kind of tanky. But fortunately, she can't do a dang thing today. O-Powers are OP. Yeah, I remember in Black 2 and White 2, they were originally called Pass Powers. I actually kind of like those because you had to unlock them by doing FunFest missions. Those were very fun. Plus, for casual playthroughs, you could do the one FunFest mission where you have to look for berries. Like the little golden sparkle patches. You gotta find as many berries as you can. Castelia City had a buttload of them. Plus, Unova is not really generous with farming berries. That was like one of the few spots you could actively just get tons of berries. It was awesome. There was no limit to how many times you could do them either. In Postgame of Oras, you see how Mr. Bonnie is created, but X and Y is already formed. I think just because those games take place kind of at the same time. I don't know. Then again, nothing has to make sense with it all. What's up with your challenge with Ike? What do you mean, what's up with it? I mean, Ike is going to be joining us tomorrow for Pokemon Crystal with Roaring Moon. I'm a little confused when you say what's up with it. Uh-oh. I got the Quick Claw. Let's go. I just tried to use the bag. I just tried to use the bike when I didn't have the bike. Okay, I better save here. This guy is really good for XP. No, the backports we ever do with Ike are always on Saturday. Yeah, Ike will be joining us again once a week for Pokemon Crystal. We're going to be taking a break from the red and blue ones and start doing Crystal again. Alright, I'm gonna save here and fight the Windstraits and get the Macho Brace. And then while holding the Macho Brace, I'll fight the rest of the trainers. Plus, here's another good thing. When you're done with the Macho Brace, you can sell it for $1,500. Oh no, not meditate. Whatever shall I do? Focus energy. Better than Growl. Yeah, this is the main problem with holding the Macho Brace, is that your speed gets cut in half. But I think it's worth it for the extra EVs. I'm gonna save before all fishermen, though. You ever run Gligar? I haven't ran Gligar in any game, no. I know it's very bad. You know, it's a very long time until Gligar ever gets a ground move by Level Up. Or by TM. Oops. Well, at least I got EVs from that. You know, fun fact, you know how Scott's Thoughts always has a running meme about, like, how Gligar's always sad that some random Pokemon can learn a Mud Slap and it can't? Yep, I'm dead. Here's a fun fact. The only games where Gligar can learn Mud Slap are Scarlet and Violet and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Those are the only games it learns Mud Slap. It took them that long to finally give it Mud Slap. Oh my god, dude. Will you just attack, you dumb fuck? Dude, why does the opponent like to just waste my time? You know, it's a good thing I'm not money farming, but at the same time, I kind of am. I need money for vitamins. In Pokemon Stadium game, it used to crush me along with my last Pokemon trainer's Mew. Yeah, I know in Stadium 2, there's a Stadium 2 exclusive Gligar that could learn Earthquake. I know Steve did a run with it once. It was pretty good. Revenge of the Blue Balloon Mouse. Yep. And here's the thing that sucks about the Hoenn games. Whenever you black out, you lose half of your money. Like, if you've saved up a lot of money, that's really bad. Technically, Red, Blue, and Yellow, Gold, Silver, and Crystal all do that. The first game that doesn't do that is actually Fire Red and Leaf Green. Fire Red and Leaf Green were the games that made you black out instead of just, like, teleporting to the center. Like, do you notice in Fire and Leaf Green you're inside the Pokemon Center when you black out, but in the Hoenn games you're outside? Yeah, that's why. That's the weird thing, though. Like, when they made Emerald, Emerald was after Fire Red and Leaf Green, but they chose to carry it over from Ruby and Sapphire instead of the new and improved one from Emerald, where you lose half of your money. So yeah, I've definitely lost quite a lot of money so far. Gotta get some nest balls, get a track just in case. I'm pretty sure I did not need it, though. I'm impressed I didn't get any encounters in there. Alright, now I just need to defeat Wally, and then I can go ahead and fight Watson. Watson is pretty much absolutely free. I'm effectively just going to hold the Macho Brace the entire time. Yeah, let's see. Watson's Magnemite has 33 speed, Voltorb 49, Magneton 39. So, even without the Macho Brace, I would not be able to outspeed the Voltorb. But that's fine. Yeah, this thing's gonna give me 4 special attack. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and heal up. Grab Secret Power, Teach in the place of Tackle. Wait a minute. I never did the Trick House, did I? No, I did not. I can do it on my way to Archie. Because I have to pass through Mauville again. I think from Mauville, I'll just do a slight detour and do the Trick House. Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need the rare candy in there to go from 36 to 37 in front of Norman. There's a chance I'm not going to get enough XP. In case I don't, I should get the rare candy. Oh yeah, I'm going to be saving before Kyogre for sure. Amnesia. I do want this move. It'll come in handy for a few fights. Honestly, I should probably unequip the Macho Brace. Nah, I don't think there's any bad fights coming up. Funnily enough, the sailors on the beach were actually the most terrifying. I'm gonna save, though. Alright, I'm going to teach Secret Power in the place of Tackle, which is in slot 2. Alright, I'm going to save before Cool Trainer Brooke here. She does have a Wingull. Oops. Okay, that was just me being dumb. Alright, I'm just going to buy 11 Super Repels. Alright, I'm not going to need Dig. You know what? I'll get it just to sell. I need all the money I can for vitamins. Oh, and I remember this from the Anorith run I did. This guy actually gives decent XP yields. And he gives attack EVs. He's kind of like Psych Jr. Actually, I don't think this... Yeah, this guy's not good. Yeah, no, he was not. Alright, I'm gonna have to use these vitamins now. You know, whenever Axew does runs in for... When he helps me route Sapphire runs, he actually plays Ruby version. Probably just a personal preference. Also, something I found out, in Sapphire, this guy has Zangoose, but in Ruby, he has Seviper. Like, his team's different depending on the game. Alright, my moveset needs Rock Slide, Magnitude, Secret Power, Amnesia. Okay, get rid of Ember. Oops. Alright, so as soon as I get back into Mauville, I will need to, go to the trick house. Yeah, so I've tested it. That trainer in the bottom right-hand corner of this map, she only has a singular Oddish. She is not good for training. You know, if I remember correctly, I think Ruby and Sapphire speedruns actually do go through the trick house. Because I think the extra experience is needed. Plus the rare candy. No hiker today. Alright, I probably will take this off before I fight Archie. 37, 52, 57. So, I outspeed everything but the Sharpedo. Honestly, I probably should unequip it. And again, his Sharpedo does not have a water move, but I don't want to get hit with Supersonic from the Golbat. Quick Claw. Alright, I'm not going to use the protein for now. Alright, magnitude 5, that was bad. 6. 7. Hey Mariah, yeah, I saw you and Scott stream earlier. I mean, I pop in his streams from time to time. I mean, he just happened to be streaming when I was on my lunch break, so I stopped by. Also, I will be getting the charcoal, but this time I'm actually not going to be selling it. I'm actually going to hold on to it for a couple of fights for Camerupt. Oh, damn it. I gotta stop falling for that. Kyogre's a busted mon. Musa, Odie, Surf, Ice Beam, Thunder, and Calm Mind. Back in the days of Link battles, there was a dude who could always open with a Kyogre or a Mewtwo. Yeah, when I did Kyogre in White 2, that was literally my exact moveset. Exact one. Yeah, I think once we beat a couple of Norman's gym trainers and use the rare candy, we should get Earthquake for Norman. Oh, also, his slacking has 60 speed, so it's good we're at that number now. Actually, let me look at its exact speed. 60, so yes, I would need 61, which I should definitely get. Alright, so our vitamin of the day is going to be Carbos highest priority, and if we have money left over, invest in calcium. Actually, it probably would have been better to fight the trick house here instead of earlier. Oh well. Alright, I don't want any... I'll hold on to the proteins. I don't want this. Or that. Roar, dig, shockwave, rock tomb, attract, steel wing, overheat. Alright, vitamin of the day. We need 2 carbos. I have enough for 2 proteins, so I think just get 2 calcium. Oh, wait. If I sell something else... Alright, 1 more vitamin. No overheat? Yeah, no overheat. Overheat's just not a good move. Or, oh, you're wondering why Flannery never used it? Why did I save? She detected that the fired move would do so little damage. Yeah, the Trick House candy was absolutely necessary. Because we're going to use it to get level 37, because I remember this in the Emerald run. Even in Emerald version, where the Norman battle is slightly easier, because there's only 1 slacking instead of 2, you need Earthquake. If you don't have Earthquake for him, the fight's actually kind of difficult. Also, this was an accident. I did not mean to fight this guy. Well, at least I gained a speed EV out of it. Wait. I did heal. Okay. I was just making sure I wasn't paralyzed. I mean, the thing is, technically you could use Magnitude, but like I said earlier, Magnitude is just very inconsistent. Hey, I think I found a guy related to Giovanni. He just used a guard spec. Alright, I'm hoping this person will be enough. Absolutely, it will. Yeah, it looks like I did just the right amount of training. Alright, 1 rare candy to 37. Replace Magnitude with Earthquake. Make sure I'm at full health. Oh, I forgot the soft sand. Level 37 with Vitamin EV Splash Boost lets us have 66 speed, which speed ties the Vigoroth and outspeed slacking 1. Maybe Axew assumed I wouldn't have any proteins. Maybe it's needed for the second slacking. Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna go for 1 Rock Slide. Yep. Yeah, Axew mentioned Norman just threw the fight with Focus Punch. He effectively did. Alright, Winona, grab Hidden Power in Fortree, and then use Hidden Power Ice for the Altaria. Also, something I found out recently, Torkoal's ability, White Smoke, actually cut the encounter rate by 50% in the wild. So, when I was trying to find Meryl, I remember in the video I complained about how long it was taking. Yeah, that wasn't just me getting bad luck. Torkoal was preventing me from finding Meryl, which was kind of hilarious. Because the water here have very low encounter rates. Alright, so... you know what? This would explain why I was short on money. Normally, when I buy the 10 repels, I have $56 left. That would explain why. I did not have... I had $8 left. Alright, so I'll need to buy more super repels in Fortree City. You know, I know a lot of these trainers in the grass here, the mimic bug catchers, they're actually very good. They actually have good Pokemon, but the problem is they each only have one Pokemon apiece. And the XP yields just aren't the best if they only have one Pokemon each. Like, a trainer with one Dustox is usually worse than a trainer with 3 Ninkatas. Like, stuff like that, in terms of XP per second. Let's see. Drop Secret Power for Hidden Power Ice to Swellow, Rock Slide Pelipper, Hidden Power Ice Altaria, and Skarmory. I better save here, though. I think Torkoal almost had a reset here. Or that was something else I did recently, I don't remember. Alright, 21 Super Repels. Hidden Power. Need to teach that right away. This person has really decent XP yields. I don't think it's as good as Emerald, because I'm pretty sure her team is different in Emerald. Might be the same, though. Like I said, I don't remember. Yeah, so far, Camerupt is doing really good. 0 resets, only 2 blackouts. 1 blackout was on Roxanne, and 1 was on one of the sailors with Wingull. If you were running Breloom from a Shroomish, would you get Spore before evolving? If I was doing the evolution line, 100%. Spore is just, I don't know, Breloom is honestly good without it. Like, Breloom honestly didn't need Spore. Just because of the fact it gets bulk up. The main problem, though, is that Shroomish doesn't get it to, like, the level 40s, and you'd be stuck with it for such a long time. Honestly, I would probably say no. Breloom just doesn't need it. Like, it having bulk up and, like, Mach Punch and Return, it's just way too good of coverage. Like, it doesn't really need it. Alright, so that was definitely a range. Aw, dude, it lived the 2-shot. I get a crit, get wrecked. The good thing I knocked that out. That Altaria has Earthquake. Hey, Jesse. Thought it was level 51. Maybe it was. My brain was just thinking it was in the 40s. Maybe it depends on the game. Because I know in between generations, they often shuffle around level up moves. But I know it was one of the higher levels. I'm going to go ahead and get this zinc because I might actually do a second vitamin buy. I know Axew's notes suggested it. I don't remember what vitamin, though. That guy's good at XP. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get rest before I forget. I know technically it's not as step efficient to get it on your first trip here, but if I don't do it on the first trip, I'm gonna forget. Alright, I'm pausing again. Let's see. Tate Liza. Skip most of the trainers barring the cool trainers at the Sea Route and Moss Deep Gym trainers. Moss Deep Gym trainers give special attack, which helps with ranges with Eruption. Grab a lot of high money items, like the Zinc, HP up, Carvos, and Nugget along the way to Lily Cove. One set of Chesto Berries. Grab Rest and PP up. Do a second vitamin buy at Slateport for calciums, and grab one copy of Hidden Power. Grab the Route 109 and 104 PP ups. Alright, I can get all those later. Yeah, grab the Rapid Candy as well. When you get Eruption, teach it over Rock Slide. Before Tate and Liza, equip Charcoal and use most candies to level 55. You'll want to save 3 or 4 of them. That's going to be quite a bit of training we need. Fortunately, just to the west of Pacific Log, where the Rapids route is, those trainers are honestly some of the best trainers in the game. You know, Dominic, I like how you keep saying 2 blackouts, even though it's literally on the overlay. Gen 4, 5, and X and Y Spore is 45. Every other game, though, is 40. Huh. I mean, I did know they changed it. Like, I know Dominic was suggesting to use Yawn for Norman. I'm like, this thing doesn't learn Yawn. And he's like, it does in Gen 6. I'm like, really? Yeah, and I looked in between all the different generations. Yeah, starting Gen 6, it got a complete moveset overhaul. They also gave it the ability to learn Curse. Kind of like Torkoal does. Alright, now that I'm here, I need to go buy some more calciums. Alright, do I have any good items to sell? Carbos, zinc, iron. Let's see. I need 3 calcium. Dude, I'm like $400 short. I don't need these. Oh, better get the PP up. Oh. Nah, I don't need to beat the rival. The rival fight there isn't necessary in this game because there's no tutor for substitute. Plus, in Ruby and Sapphire, the XP heals aren't as good. Because, like, his Whalmer is still a... His Whale Lord is still a Whalmer in this game, unlike Emerald version where it's a Whale Lord. And he has... In this game, he has a Shroomish instead of a Tropius. Dude, I outsped that Sharpedo by 2. That was all thanks to the Macho Brace, by the way. Why wasn't Juan in Oras? Because he wasn't in... The only reason Juan even exists was because for some reason Game Freak decided to make Wallace the champion of Emerald. Which made no sense. Like, people don't really view Wallace as the true champion of Hoenn. People think of Steven when they think of the champion. Like, it was just a random change that Emerald made. And honestly, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that there's 2 water specialists. It literally makes no sense. Or as seems to be remakes of Ruby and Sapphire. Yeah, you would think so. I don't know. I thought it was called Radiant Emerald or something. Delta Emerald should have been made. I mean, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire had the Delta episode, which honestly was more... It was probably more justified. Because the main change that Emerald had was just the fact that Rayquaza was the main hero instead of Groudon or Kyogre. Or at least the main legendary. And the Delta episode was centered all around Rayquaza. So honestly, I think the Delta episode was better. Yeah, certain changes that Diamond and Platinum, that certain changes that Platinum had did not get carried over. Some of which were understandable, like the story changes. Like, obviously, it's a remake of Diamond and Pearl. It's not a remake of Platinum. But at the same time, there were some quality of life changes that I'm upset they didn't port. Like, for example, Platinum version on the Pokétch had a backspace button. They did not port that over. They had the shitty Diamond and Pearl, like, there's only one forward button, and if you miss your app, you have to cycle through it again. Like, seriously, was it so hard to just port the back button? Like, seriously. Like, it's little things like that that piss me off. I've never heard of a Pokemon Stars. Maybe that was a planned third version, and then they replaced it with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I don't know why they kept making water gyms ice puzzles. It's kind of strange. Stuff in the Great Marsh as well. Well, I'm pretty sure, like, once you got to the post-game, like, some of the encounter tables were updated to match Platinum. I know, for example, once you beat the Elite Four for the first time, you unlock Elite Four rematches. Their first ever Elite Four rematch is their Platinum team. And then after that, you can rematch them 2 more times, and they start slowly getting harder, and their teams start changing. One thing I did like in BDSP, though, was in order to get the Gracious Orb for Giratina, you had to defeat the origin form. Like, it's kind of like a shadow of it. It wasn't exactly Giratina. You had to defeat it at level 100 in order to get the Gracious Orb. And the background was the Distortion World. It wasn't the same, but it was still pretty cool. Flannery wasn't a fire puzzle. Lava Ridge Town is known for having hot springs. Like, it's a hot spring puzzle. I don't know if I need return, but I'll get it just in case. Well, Dominic, in my opinion, that was what completely changed the game for me, because the original Underground was very dull and boring. And the Underground was like Gen 4's main selling feature. Like, if you were to ask what was the gimmick for Gen 4, most people would say the Underground. Platinum's God tier? Heavily disagree with that. And I'm not just saying that to be a blind hater. Like, I'm serious about that. They're not God tier games. I think just spam or hidden power. I like, yeah, those games were the ones that released the Azure Flute, which was nice. I still liked the games a lot, but I did not view them as God tier. I'm just not the biggest fan of the Sinnoh games in general. I stick with hacking it in. I've only had love for the 3rd gen. I think the only Pokemon games like I truly loved, and I think they're God tier. What game would I say is God tier? Honestly, Fire Red and Leaf Green. Because it's the definitive Kanto game. Like, even though there's a ton of versions of Kanto, people still prefer Fire Red and Leaf Green. Platinum needed to fix the levels. What was wrong with the levels? I mean, Platinum did make some nice changes compared to Diamond and Pearl, but that doesn't mean it's a god tier game. I like all the gens. I mean, I like them all too, don't get me wrong. I was just saying, like, I don't think of it as god tier. God tier is basically like, there's almost nothing wrong with it. It gets very close to perfect. Probably made getting Spiritomb hard. Actually, it made it easier. All you had to do, you know how in the original Sinnoh games you had to talk to different people underground, and in the original games it had to be real people? So like those NPC hikers down there didn't count, like the ones that sold you things. In BDSP, they still had the thing where you needed to talk to people, except BDSP added random NPCs down there, and talking to them actually counts. So you can actually get Spiritomb without friends. Which is definitely a great thing since most people don't have friends. Gems after the champion, so easy. Are you sure you're not talking about Heart Gold? Because you said Platinum earlier. Leaf Green was the game I grew up, so I agree with you on there. But yeah, plus the fact that you could go to like a bunch of tropical islands to find like Johto Pokemon. I really like it when games do that. This gym puzzle's annoying? Not really. It just reminds me of Team Rocket's hideout. Alright, so I need to use some of my candies. I need to get to 55. Alright, so fortunately I can save some candies. Fissure, I do not want Fissure. Oh, Charcoal. Here's the thing with Eruption. Eruption hits both opponents in double battles. You keep mixing up Platinum with Crystal. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the original, like, Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Because even though they added Kanto, the problem was the Kanto region was so bland and empty, and there was barely anything there. Hey, got a crit. I mean, Heart Gold and Soul Silver did fix the levels a lot, but in my opinion, they didn't fix them enough. Like, I hate the fact that you could have 7 gym badges and the wild Pokemon are like level 13. Like, that really irritated me. There's a reason most people's Johto teams look the same. Usually like their starter, whatever they caught on Route 1, the Gyarados, maybe the Sudowoodo, probably something else. Because training the Pokemon was so annoying. Plus, the Johto games made some of the Johto Pokemon exclusive to Kanto for some reason, like Slugma and Houndour. I mean, the Heart Gold Soul Silver added the Safari Zone, which it's a really great Safari Zone, definitely one of my favorites. But there were parts of it that I didn't like. Like, for example, when you get to the post-game, you get to a point where you can start placing, like, objects around your Safari Zone to, like, customize the encounters there. But the changes don't take effect immediately. For example, in this one area of the Safari Zone, I don't remember if it's, like, the desert or some sort of rocky landscape, but in one of those areas, you're able to encounter a Gible. You have to place around a lot of objects of a specific type, and you have to wait for 300 real-life days in order for the level to get high enough to where you can actually encounter the Gible. I think in that amount of time, you could just play Platinum yourself casually and catch yourself a Gible on 3 separate save files before you ever get that. Like, I think that part was really horrifically bad. If it was just, like, place down objects worth this many points and you get it right away, then I would like it. But the fact you had to wait, like, 300 days... The only reason I know this is because, hold on. Excuse me. The reason I know that was because I watched Chaotic Meatball do a Professor Oak challenge of Heart Gold Soul Silver. It is one of the worst games to do a Professor Oak challenge in, all because of that Safari Zone. Yeah, the points gain value over time. Yeah, that's the reason you had to wait like 300 days for a Gibble. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that Tate and Liza puzzle. My favorite Tate and Liza puzzle is the one in Oras. I didn't like the one in Emerald either. All of the rooms felt claustrophobic. Lyra got a video on the Safari Zone mechanics as well. Yeah, I saw the one for Gen 1 at least. Also, I just realized I forgot to buy escape ropes again. I need to start remembering in my Sapphire runs to purchase one extra escape rope, because the one escape rope I had, I already used it. Okay, I have 102 speed. I may be able to run away from the Kyogre. It depends on how many IVs it has. I need to figure out what its max speed is, actually. Good thing I have a pause button on my controller. Alright, I'm gonna pause here. Do I need to fight the gym trainers here? If you have 3 or 4 candies left after using most of them for Tate and Liza and getting the 2 waterfall candies, you should be able to get to the gold level to outspeed Sydney Sharpedo with 111 speed with some added training in Victory Road. Level and EVs needed in order to outspeed Sharpedo. Let's see, I have 130 speed EVs. Honestly, I do not need that much high of a level. I only need 111 speed, so honestly, no. I'm not gonna fight these trainers. Drop Hidden Power Ice for rest and equip Chestoberry. We're going to use Amnesia and Rest. Fun fact, though, I'm sure he mentioned this, in Generation 1, the flee rates in the Safari Zone actually depended on the base speed. That was the reason Tauros ran away so frequently in the Safari Zone. But Pokemon like Rhyhorn almost never flee. It's based on their base speed. Don't forget another hidden power TM for Drake. Frick, I forgot to... Thank you for reminding me. When I went back and bought more calcium, I forgot to purchase another hidden power. Oops. Thankfully you showed up just in time to say that. But yeah, actually, so far, this run's been great. My only I had one blackout to Roxanne, and one blackout on, one of the sailors on the Slateport Beach. There's a guy with 3 Wingles. That guy gave a blackout to Torkoal as well. But fortunately, in this run, I had healed in Slateport before fighting him, so I didn't really black out too far, which was nice. Actually, look how many speed EVs I had. I held on to the Macho Brace for quite a while. I have 130, so I don't really need much XP. In fact, I might be able to skip the Acrobite candy. How many candies do I have? I have 4 candies. Isn't Scyther equal to Tauros? It might be. I mean, I know Tauros is fast. It would probably have a high plea rate, too. Oh, fuck. I remembered. Hey, Axu, with 130 speed EVs, what level do I need to get 111 speed? I have 4 rare candies. You don't have any PP ups for Eruption? Yeah, I do. I picked up quite a few. I never used any. Oh, you meant like I didn't use them? Oh, I'll use them on Eruption right now. Yeah, I had the ethers, I just forgot to use them. I need to be careful, though. I'm out of healing items. But at least I have rest. Oops. I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna attempt to use rest on this guy. Just trying to get a little more XP to get 58. Good thing I have an elixir. Okay. I better use ethers. Just slam your candies once you beat Wally. I was asking, like, well, I have 4 candies. Like, am I gonna have enough speed? Oh, shit. I gotta reset. It. This is what I get for not buying potions. Alright. I think I can afford to get rid of 1 chest of berry. Okay. Eruption. And why does this guy have super potions? I don't think I'm going to get a level up. Honestly, I think I might need another level up. Good thing these Hariyamas give so much XP. Okay. I'm hoping 4 candies will be enough. Let's do this shit. Yep. I don't know why that became my phrase. I just started using it in videos and I just stuck with it. I have no idea why. Alright, so, Sydney Phoebe, Spam Eruption, Glacia, Chestoberry. Before Drake, drop Amnesia for HP Ice. Yeah, I only needed 1, Chestoberry. Alright, where are my candies? 108? 111. Yeah, I honestly could have skipped a couple of candies. Alright, I'm gonna Ether Eruption. Wouldn't feel right without the phrase vitamin of the day. Okay, that one I do enjoy coining that phrase. I even had Serena commission some art for me. Whenever in those videos, whenever you see the logo vitamin of the day, Serena made that art. Scott's artist. I commissioned her to make it like a couple of years ago. It was worth it. Look at that. The 3 PP ups were needed just because of pressure. It's a good thing Camerupt doesn't have to worry about any curses. Chesto berry. Let's see. Glacia. Set up to +6 in special defense and prey. Fortunately, her lead Galele does not have water moves. Remember with Torkoal? Remember Torkoal got 9 resets to this chick? Remember that? Yeah, that's fine. I only needed 1 PP of Eruption, because here's the thing. The Celios and Walrein have thick fat. An extra Eruption would have just been good for the Galele. Alright, I need to rest. I am running low on earthquakes. Okay. 1 earthquake to spare. Let's go. Alright, so now I need to replace Amnesia with Hidden Power Ice. Yeah, a couple of his Pokemon may outspeed, but that's fine. I have Quick Claw. Darn. Hey, Sandstorm. Completely useless on me. Okay. Spam Eruption. It says here, if you're not 65, you don't guarantee Claydol or Cradily with Charcoal Eruption at max power. I'm assuming you did the math at 100 special attack EVs, so this is going to be pretty spot on. $108.49. That is a literal night and day difference between Torkoal and Camerupt. Honestly, I kind of predicted it was going to be faster, but not by this huge of a margin, because the thing is, Torkoal's starting moveset was absolutely terrible. Like, the fact that this thing started with a ground-type move, Magnitude, and Ember... Actually, I think Torkoal started with Ember, but it didn't get a ground-type move, which actually helped it a lot. Yeah, this thing was just so much better. Only 1 reset, and the 1 reset was on Wally just because I forgot healing items, so if I had just remembered to, like, I don't know, pick up a Hyper Potion or something, I would have had 0 resets. Plus 1 blackout on Roxanne was on purpose, but the one on the Sailor with the 3 Wingulls was an accident, so this run was honestly almost perfect. But I did train a little too much, but honestly, I think all this means is I could have skipped the Route 114 Waterfall candy, but then again, I was exactly level 65 at the start of Steven, so honestly, every rare candy may have mattered. So, honestly, I think I just held on to the Macho Brace a little too long. It's not like that really lost me time or anything. Alright, let's go ahead and add this to the leaderboard. Alright, we were level 67. with 1 reset, real time of 1:08:49, game time of 4:31, and this was attempt 1. Impressive to see a fire type in a region with too much water actually get this kind of placement. Let's see. Okay, this is impressive. I don't know if this is a sign that a lot of these runs need re-ranking, or if Camerupt is that good. Because Camerupt honestly was pretty good. But, I mean, some of these runs do need re-ranks at some point, like Swampert and Blaziken. They should not have that many resets. Like, these runs were kind of old. But I did say I was wanting to do one, but I haven't really found any time to. But yeah, at some point, I need to re-rank those Hoenn starters. You can tell which runs were my newer runs. The fact they're lower in resets. Then again, Dustox and Beautyfly were bad. Ignore that. But yeah, honestly, if I were to do re-ranks, number 1 would be Swampert. Number 2 would be Blaziken. I would say Metagross, but Metagross is still annoying in the early game because it has to rely on moves that can miss, like Takedown. But who knows, we'll probably do it at some point. But anyway, thank you all for stopping by, everyone. I do appreciate it. That's all for Sapphire this week, unless I do a re-rank off stream. But anyway, the next stream will be tomorrow. Ike the Killer will be joining us for Pokemon Crystal with Roaring Moon. I'll see you all then. Bye.